Good afternoon, everyone. It is I, Shad Talks Graps, and we are back for another installment of the Wrestling Republic daily broadcast. And man, oh man, I'm normally not here on Thursdays hosting, and normally on Thursdays we're talking about AEW Dynamite, but we had to switch up stuff because Tony Khan, the coward that he is, decided to put his show on Tuesday at the same time as NXT off the air. But if you know what I know and you like numbers, because they don't lie around here. Myself and Drizzy, as you can see right here, this is a picture that happened off the air. We won. We won the ratings war. We are the winners for Tuesday. So, haha, Tony Khan. All jokes aside. But, man, we got quite a show. It is a news day, and we got a lot of newsworthy topics we're going to be discussing. And they're not going to let me host this show without having the same panel I rock with all the time. So, I decided to bring the Tuesday crew with me. We're going to start off with my bro, Jordy in the bank. How are you doing, man?
It's great to be here on a Thursday, mate. I nearly said Tuesday. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to, I was going to say like the shackles are off, but not that Raw's having the shackles on, but like it's nice for us to, we've got some topics here that we're going to be able to like just chop it up a bit, you know, rather than just review the show that was on the previous night, which we don't often get to do together because, you know, we're usually stuck on whatever happened the night before. So yeah, it's great to be here, man. I'm looking forward to it. Some quality topics.
No, that's for sure. And it is always fun to, talk and ramble about stuff that's not reviewing a show. And this is going to be a great show with some good discourse. Last but not least, we got the 1/3 of the member of our Tuesday crew, the host of Take It to the Table, my dog Chaos. How are you doing, bro?
What's good? What's good, everybody? Hope everyone is good. I'm excited to be here. It's been an absolute epic episode last night, and I can't wait to talk about Monday Night Raw because clearly today is Tuesday. So I'm happy to be here. So let's get straight to it, shall we?
Yeah, man. I really hope it's not Tuesday because I'm ready for the weekend. It's the weekend coming up, bro.
What the hell am I doing here? I'm not here on Thursdays. That's your day. What's going on here?
It ain't my day. I don't be here on Thursdays that often, but you know, Ben and Clark didn't want to host. They said you take the keys to the whip. I was like, all right, I'll drive it. So we're here, man. But we're gonna talk some fun topics like we always do, man. This is a live show, so please comment any comments you have in regards to the topics. Put your input as well, because the first one is something that I brought up today in our general chat. And the question was raised by me, I guess. I guess I'm causing a lot of discourse over here because Montez Ford on Instagram posted a post of what he's basically doing as an athlete, saying he's one of the best athletes in sports entertainment. And on the comment section, I saw Tyrese Halliburton, star NBA player, was also doing some WWE stuff for the wrestling fans that may know him. And Ryan Clark commenting saying, yo, you're one of those ones. Respect to you, brother. Like, just giving him his flowers. And, man, it made me just think, this guy is so damn talented. Montez Ford is a premier athlete, as he says, one of the best high flyers in professional wrestling, great in-ring wrestler, renowned tag team champion. You know, charisma is off the roof, a fan favorite, but it feels like WWE never really decides to give him the keys, drive the whip, and go as fast as he can and take it to the finish line, because I don't know, man. It's been repetitive booking. It's been damn near bad booking, in my opinion, for the Street Profits these last couple of years. We had the whole thing with Lashley and the Pride or whatever, nothing happened within it that came of relevancy. They've teased the idea of him potentially being a single star. He's teased the idea of want to be a single star on his reality TV show with Bianca Belair. And I just look at Montez as a talent. He does everything right. He checks all boxes, and he's such a popular figure as well. Like, we're seeing the success Jey Uso is having as a single star. I don't know why he hasn't been given that opportunity. And we last week Triple H had some words in the press conference, right? And there's always this notion about him, pushing a lot of talents that are minorities, especially African American male talents. And he had a very tone deaf answer. I'm gonna be real with it. It was a stupid damn answer. But you don't better your case when you don't put guys in position, especially when they're able to do that. So my question to y'all is this: do you think that Montez deserves better within what he's being booked as? I'm gonna start with you, Chaos.
Ooh. Thank you very much. Yeah. First off, I'm gonna change this outfit. Sorry, I don't know what these stains have come from. Please excuse this, by the way. Anyway, this is toothpaste. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, Montez Ford. I 100% that he agree that he deserves better, way better. It really feels like they have been teasing big things for him for the longest, and for some reason or other, like, they get cold feet. And I remember there was a brief tease of the Street Profits, splitting up, and then it's like that never happened. Then obviously he challenged for the United States Championship in the Elimination Chamber. Again, nothing really followed up after that. They're just really trying to play it safe with the Street Profits. I don't know why. It's not like, no disrespect to them, but they're not like big merch sellers like the New Day or anything like that. There's nothing really preventing them from at least, testing the waters with him, because, he could be WWE's Swerve Strickland, that perfect mainstream, that perfect crossover superstar. Like you said, he's got talent, he's charismatic as hell, got that look that you can imagine him on the red carpet. He's got a lot of link ups with with celebrities. You can see him, he's always throwing the baseball, he's doing the first pitch and all that kind of stuff. He's got that crossover appeal. And obviously he had his own TV show that, that's very similar to the Ms. and Mrs., if not better than Mrs. and Mrs. And he's got Bianca Belair. They could be WWE's next power couple. For some reason, they're just not pushing that, and I don't know why. It feels like they're really, they're getting cold feet. And they need to do it sooner rather than later, because you'll run that risk of missing that boat. You don't have to, do some big blow off with the Street Profits and then, like what you did with Otis and Tucker, and but I knew from his NXT days, when I saw them as a team, I was like, okay, we know which one they're gonna definitely push and which one is potentially going to fall into obscurity. But don't get me wrong, Dawkins himself is really putting that work, and is showing his worth. He's come leaps and bounds from his NXT days. So I'm happy for him. But yeah, Montez Ford, they really need to put something on him, or like just make him have a not necessarily an underdog story, but make him have that crazy arc where he's gunning for like a mid-card title, and he might fail at the last hurdle. Get the fans behind him, put that momentum on him, and see what they could do. But yeah, like he's still got a huge career ahead of him. I just hope they don't have a permanent cold feet and not push the machine behind him, because he's more than worthy of it. And yeah, like the time is now, in my opinion. So yeah, does he deserve better? 100 times over and then some. But yeah, the time is now, I'd say.
The time is now is the best way you can put it, bro. Like, it's one of those cases where, yeah, if not now, when? We've been saying that for a while. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say as well, and it's just like, it kind of, obviously you saw what they did on NXT, with they had a little row of all those black superstars as champions and whatnot, but it just felt it felt kind of like coincidental, like they did that just when there's rumblings about the lack of black representation. But there is other options and stuff, and then instead of making it just seem like a PR stunt move, like just they had plenty of opportunities and they just completely blew it. So like I just feel like they're just trying to like the safe face by doing that, where they easily have Montez Ford and they could definitely push the machine behind them. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say as well.
And to that point too, bro, like that is a topic that has been spoken about, and like you said, timing is coincidental in the cases. I will give NXT the benefit of the doubt in some sort of instance, because I feel like representation has been shown on NXT within the champions. Prior to Obafemi just losing this past week, we had the North American champion and then Trick winning the title. We had two black champions there. Roxanne Perez is of Latino descent. They have different minorities and they have different characters of different races and whatnot. But like you said, it does feel coincidental right after what happened at Bad Blood at the press conference. Like, not everything in a sense is, things don't happen. Everything happens for a reason in a way, right? So it could be very well be a PR thing. But to that point too, like we're talking about, the question is always on. We've had Bianca become champion for a couple times the last couple of years, but we haven't had a black male champion since Lashley, which has been a minute. Him and Big E, obviously, but since Triple H took over. But now the question is, everyone's like, who's going to get pushed? Who's going to get pushed? Tez could be pushed. He definitely could be pushed. Those two guys I just said who are on NXT, Trick Williams, Obafemi, they could get pushed as well. Like, they have guys who are hot commodities who could be able to get that. But we got a couple comments too. And obviously I want to hear what you got to say as well, Jordy. Number one, Superfly saying Montez definitely deserves better. He deserves a singles run, but I don't want Street Profits to break up either. They can still be a team just as long both agree that they can do a singles run. Yeah, I don't know why that can't be a thing. I don't know why everything has to be a heel turn and the team has to break up. It could literally just be like,
we're brainwashed by the old regime. Hopefully Triple H can change that. Hopefully, but that's the old regime,
man. It's crazy to me that people say that. The homie Kafkaske saying at least they could have done with Montez is give him a mid-card title. I mean, he's on SmackDown. There's a nice little mid-card division. I would love to see him mix. Like, him and a Carmelo Hayes feud would go crazy. Him and Andrade having a feud. Him and LA Knight could be a lot of fun on the mic. Especially if LA Knight would go back to being like heel. Like, they could have a really good, like, both of them dudes got aura, so it would definitely be dope. We got the homie DC Warlord also saying every single champion WWE right now except Trick, Kalani, and the women's champs are white. Yeah, I mean, most of them are on NXT, like I said, and then we got the tag champs. But a lot of that discourse is in regards to the male champions and like the world heavyweight champions, right? And that's kind of something that we definitely want to see change at some point. But to the point of Montez, I mean, Jordy, what are your thoughts? Do you think he deserves better within how his booking is?
100%. And just echoing exactly what you guys said, I think I'm sure when we were talking after Bad Blood in the Zoom call, Shad, and it was literally just after, obviously, Triple H had said what he said in the press conference, and so it sparked a conversation amongst us. And I remember saying that they're sitting on a star in Montez Ford. I feel like he's a trustworthy star. I feel like he understands the business. I feel like his talent is second to none. The only thing that I can think is holding him back, and I might be wrong about this and I might be out of line, is his loyalty to Dawkins. I don't know if it is a case where he would go to Triple H and say, I want to do a singles run. I want me and Dawkins to split up, because, and this isn't anything on the Street Profits. As far as tag teams go within the WWE, they're certainly one of the better ones. The issue is the tag division in WWE right now. None of them are getting booked well. The champions aren't getting booked well. So it's going to be hard to stand out in that division unless the division has a drastic change, which won't happen overnight. That's something you have to build. And yeah, they could potentially be part of that, but they've done that. I don't understand why Dawkins, if they did split and it did kind of go in the old cut and stick way that it was, where one was a heel, I think Dawkins would make a good heel. He's big, he's strong, he can throw himself about in the ring, but he's certainly not slow. He's agile. So I think for the benefit of both of their careers, honestly, for my sake, I would like to see the Street Profits stay together as well, because I like watching them. But I think that's a selfish thing. I think that's what I want. If I want what's best for their careers right now, I think the best option is to split up and see what happens and roll the dice. Do you know what I mean? Because even if it means it goes well for one and not for the other, and one ends up going to AEW or whatever happens, I just think it's a case of they could be content. They could just be content and happy with their careers and be the tag team and kind of keep going and have a 15-year run as a tag team and go down as maybe one of the best tag teams ever. Or they could split and roll the dice and try and make the names for themselves in a singles sense and almost have the safety net that they could eventually come back to being the Street Profits. And say they had 5 years apart, the first time them cups started going on an entrance, it would be unreal. People would love it. So, like, I think I agree. The time's now. That's all.
Yeah, and I definitely feel that.
Oh,
And I want to my bad.
Shad, I've lost you.
Let me I messed that up real quick.
Don't you worry.
Mess it up myself. All right, there we go. I wanna add to your point that you just put, right, in regards to the tag team portion. I feel like to that point, there's an opportunity to, like, every tag team does have a good opportunity of breaking up and then linking back up after that too, right? So, like, that doesn't mean it is the end all be all. But the other thing is this: I guess I'm more interested to see what Montez can do as a single star, just because the tag division is cold and it's not hot right now.
With the whole Lashley thing as well, and what was happening initially, what I wanted to see come out at the end of that was them be heels and Montez turn face against them and have this singles run where he takes out Dawkins and then he takes out Lashley, and then come out of that as being like, right, now he's ready to be in some kind of title picture. When I saw them get together, I thought, like, that is the end game surely for this faction, is to propel Montez as a face eventually, you know what I mean? But obviously it just kind of fell flat for whatever reasons, contract wise and outside of kayfabe, you know what I mean? So
they didn't have, I think it was ironically Triple H's way, where I can make a new Hurt Business, and it just didn't hit. It just didn't fit. It wasn't the Street Profits. If you're keeping them the Street Profits and you're making that change, you have to turn them heel. You can't be in that middle ground type of situation. A couple comments I do want to read from the Instagram, and then we're gonna get to the next topic because this has been really great. But Zeke_Lax said Montez Ford championship belt. T Hothead had a great comment, and this is the one I wanted to read. Bro, the match Montez had that one time against Roman Reigns, it was on a SmackDown, I believe, during Roman's Tribal Chief title reign, is proof that he can hang with main eventers. Hashtag justice for Montez Ford. And then Blazing Cultivars also said he does deserve better. Dude has natural charisma. He's also got the look. Man, this is something that we're going to have to kind of wait and see what goes on.
Seems unanimous though, right? It's like, no, I don't think I've seen any comments disagreeing with this one.
Oh no, and that's
pretty rare. Like
we all know that, man. We all know that, and it's a wait and see situation. But I do hope he gets his opportunity to shine. Another person that could have possibly had an opportunity to shine and go elsewhere was Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia has made it very known that he had a expiring contract coming up. You know, a lot of, internet rumors, I'll say, dirt sheets said that it was a toss up between him re-signing with AEW or maybe possibly testing the waters, going to WWE, potentially going to NXT with the whole new launch of CW. This past Wednesday, he let it be known that he's all elite. He said this is the best wrestler, and he wants to stay with the best wrestler because he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. I'm gonna say my piece real quick, and then I'm gonna toss it to you, Chaos, because I definitely want to hear what you got to say. I think Daniel Garcia made the right choice. I think he is one of the few young, naturally, organic built guys on AEW, and we've seen him progress these last couple of years as a character. I feel like he hasn't even scratched the surface in AEW. If it was a case where it's like Jade, where you kind of see her do what she does over there, now I kind of want to see what she can do across the fence type of situation, I would have got it. But DG kind of fits the AEW mold. They are, the self-acclaim with the best wrestler. They focus on that in-ring wrestling stuff, and I think he's a great in-ring wrestler. But I'll ask you, Chaos, do you think Daniel Garcia made the right choice? Do you think he should have just stayed in AEW, or think maybe going to the E would have been good for him?
I feel like Daniel Garcia is a very special case. In terms of, I think that he could, wherever he goes, he will thrive. But I think currently in his where he is currently, I do also agree that AEW was the right choice for him. I feel like there is still some unfinished business in that company, and I think they did well to keep hold of him. It's all right now is if they can keep their end of the bargain. They really need to, ensure that he doesn't necessarily have to be world champion or anything like that, but put him in meaningful storylines, put him in meaningful matches, and just not make him be like a throwaway, which they're currently not. I mean, obviously the MJF thing was kind of ended kind of odd, and but I'm glad that he stayed. I do feel like that is the right place for him right now because, like you said, as with what he is, I feel like he's good as a wrestler. He just needs to flesh out more his sports entertainment side if he really wants to go to WWE. And I think that's the right way to do it, is to find himself in AEW and then bring it over to WWE. Kind of like what Jade Cargill's doing. Like she still was green. She was hella green in AEW. Then obviously in WWE they kind of honed in the entertainment side of things, and obviously it was a bit bumpy in the beginning, but she's now, you can say that she definitely feels like a WWE superstar, not someone that's trying to, be someone that they're not, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, with Daniel Garcia, obviously, he was finding himself in his way in the entertainment sense, doing the the little dancing and stuff. But I feel like there's still some potential that can be found there. And yeah, there's he could definitely eventually be a top contender for the world championship if they do him right. So yeah, right now I say, yeah, whatever deal he signed, whether it's 2, 3, 4 years, yeah, run that out, and then by then he should know who he really is and who he wants to. Because the worst thing he wants to do is start from the beginning in WWE, and then make everyone know him on that end as well. So I think it's the right choice for him. And yeah, AEW just needs to keep hold of him and do him right. Otherwise, when he does, if and when he does leave, if he does that shoot interview, boy, it's gonna be a madness. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Now, let me ask you this too, though. To that point, I feel like AEW needs to do right for a lot of their homegrown talent in that way. Because, I know Max Caster had an interview where they were talking about signing a free agent, and he was honest about it. He with Chris Van Fleet, he said, "No, why sign them? You have us." Kind of a
Yeah.
situation. I feel like, to your point, do you think that they need to maybe cut down on hitting the free agent market, picking up
It's
potential WWE guys, or and try to
it's tricky
continue in
though.
their own guys? What?
Yeah, no, it's tricky. It all depends on that person, because obviously for the longest, even though a lot of people complain about AEW, find any excuse, and obviously one of the arguments or one of the complaints is that their rosters is keeping going too big, and when ex WWE superstars become free. But I mean, like, it depends on the person. Like, sometimes you can make an exception. It's not like how TNA was when, they signed anyone like Kevin Nash and,
way past their prime.
people that's way past their prime. Obviously, certain exceptions were like Kurt Angle, Christian Cage, them kind of people. But yeah, with AEW, they were kind of starting to go down that way, but when they started Paul White and other people, but obviously Christian Cage is arguably doing his best stuff right now.
Right.
Bobby Lashley, when he goes to AEW, when he's I think he's going to do big numbers. MVP, Shelton Benjamin, those are people that they can still offer a lot, and they're not really past their prime. They're still in there. So, yeah, I think I don't think it all depends on the person. It's as long as they don't try and get Hulk Hogan or flipping all these weird people that past their prime.
I'm all elite, brother.
Man, you know he would love that. We do have a comment on this. We got as long as Daniel Garcia is happy, that's all that matters. I really want him to pursue some sort of singles championship in AEW. Even if he doesn't win, show why he deserves to be on the title hunt.
Just like Montez Ford.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that's the case. Obviously, it makes it seem like Tony was, really looking to get him back, and he didn't jump the fence and went over there, So it shows a bit of an importance on it. So we'll have to wait and see. But what y'all don't have to wait and see is one of the best promotions out in the UK, and that is Progress, man. Progress Wrestling. They have a incredible on-demand plan where you can catch everything related to their content. And they got a good little deal for y'all, man. Half off, 50%. If you use the code Watch Progress, you get 50% off your first month on demand. Progress Plus, the home of Progress, the home of Defy, and much more. They got an incredible pay-per-view coming up. They got some big-time matches over there, man. They retweeted earlier something they just had the return of what's his name? Not Noam Dar. Something Noir. He's back from a potential injury. You got the champion Rio, man. They got a lot of talent over there, man, like Darius. So rock with them, man. Support them and support us, man. We have been doing some fun watch-alongs on their shows and whatnot. So the content is incredible. I'm starting to get more into it. And yeah, man, 50% off. That's such a good deal. Let's get to the next topic, though. And this goes back to the world of WWE because they asked Triple H if he was interested in possibly having a wrestling event in the Sphere out in Vegas. UFC just did it. Beautiful venue. Absolutely beautiful. The stuff that you can do just off of a production standpoint is phenomenal over there. But a lot of people are debating whether the WWE would make success over there. Will they draw a big crowd? Is it kind of going a little too into the TKO UFC banner? Me personally, I'd be interested in it. I think just off of the production value, I want to see what it looks like and see what they can produce over there. WWE has one of the best production teams in sports entertainment, so I feel like they can have a field day with that. But I'll ask you, Jordy, what are your thoughts? Do you have any interest seeing WWE in the Vegas Sphere?
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't? Like, it would just be a spectacle. WWE are made for putting on spectacles. Like, obviously, UFC and stuff like that is incredible there, but they are there for sport and obviously entertainment to an extent. But WWE are there to put on a show. It's just a different ballgame when it's sports entertainment, I think, and when it's pro wrestling. Because they could have things queued, like obviously the entrances and things like that. The tribal chief's entrance would go off in that sphere. I have no idea what they would have planned in terms of the graphics surrounding it. I just think it would be incredible, whether you're there, whether you watch it live, or whether you watch it as a PLE. I think they'll do it as a PLE because you've got to make your money back. Which what's the capacity of the sphere? That's one thing that I don't know, to be fair. I know it's not a huge numbers like a stadium.
I think it's 10,000.
Yeah, so which is a pretty small number for WWE. So if they did it, it definitely would be a PLE. It would be small number of tickets with 10,000, but boy, would they be expensive. But yeah, it will definitely. I just think it's a no-brainer. I can't imagine a world where within the next 2 years it's not happened, because why wouldn't they? It's the most spoke about venue, the most trending venue in the world. WWE, why wouldn't you want to do an event in there? Yeah, it's a no-brainer for this one for me. I would love to see it. The question is that I guess anyone watching, like, who would you most like to see, like, entrance wise in there? Like, who do you reckon would go off the most and be the most epic? Like, I would say as well the final boss version of The Rock, because of all the lightning. That would be pretty incredible, wouldn't it? Like, imagine like the clouds and stuff could like come over and lightning, like the possibilities are endless there, man. So I need to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a no-brainer to say yes. I feel like just off of the production standpoint, like I was saying, come on, man. WWE is they are theater in sports entertainment, and the fact that like we are like some of the funnest things to do. Even if I play WWE 2K, I just like seeing entrances. The type of entrances you can pull out, like you said, how they do these popping graphics and stuff. It would look absolutely crazy. Like you said, The Rock, the final boss entrance could be absolutely nuts in there, man. I'm hoping it happens. Dana White says that. Talk to him, Hunter. So
I take it back. I take it back. It actually holds 20,000. I take it back.
Oh right, no, that's. I mean, yeah, that's a PLE. That's fine.
Decent size. New Run Superfly is saying I could see WWE using the Sphere for the Hall of Fame induction. Just imagine like some sort of timeline for each legend from where they started all the way to now. That'd be awesome. That would be pretty cool production wise.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I will say
I would say it'd be like an anniversary of a PLE, like I don't know, the 30th anniversary for Survivor Series, and they do like a timeline thing, like how UFC did for is it Noche, and they had like you know how MMA started in all these different countries and stuff. So
I feel like this would be one where they would make up a name for it. I have to admit, I feel like it would. Yeah. I feel like it would have a spherical pun or something within the name.
Great Sphere of Fire.
Yeah.
Speaking of international, Kafkaske said, fun fact, we have a Vegas Sphere theme in Pandal in Kolkata right now. It's a festival. I'm going there tomorrow night. That's dope, man. That sounds pretty cool. Rashad, you keep messaging it. I'm just gonna give you your shine on it. Should the New Day break up? We talk about it on every Tuesday, and I think all three of us are excited to see Xavier Woods turn heel. So we share the same thoughts as you too, bro. I wasn't ignoring your thing. We got to get through these topics, so I can't read every single comment. But we on our Tuesday shows, peep it every Monday night review topic. We talk about the New Day and the
we
whole.
We spoke
Woods
about
thing.
that for about 20 minutes as well this Tuesday. We proper overran on that topic, didn't we?
For sure. Let's get to the last topic, man. And this is another topic that was brought up by me because I hit the Twitter streets. I hit the Twitter streets this whatever Elon Musk calls it, X. After Raw, and I made a tweet, man. I said the WWE is missing the presence of Becky Lynch in the women's division, more so Monday Night Raw. And I thought about it even more after the last few days. I've read comments from people because we've made a post about it on IG. Thanks, Ben. You like getting me in trouble with these commenters. I stand by it. I think Becky Lynch is the one women's wrestler left on WWE that kind of understands everything as a professional wrestler. That means as a character, being able to create storylines, cutting fire promos, maximizing minutes that she's given on a TV screen. and she's also a good contributor to younger talent. The current juncture of the Raw women's roster is pretty, I don't want to say green, but you have a mix of women who are kind of trying to find their footing and people who are just kind of feeling flat. If you're not honestly, if you're not Rhea Ripley or Liv Morgan, and that's even past them fighting for the title, they don't have a lot of hot commodities. I feel like they could use a hot commodity, and I think that was Becky Lynch. I think since she's left, the Rhea and Liv feud has been good, but we've even said it. It's starting to kind of get, the envelope is more pushed to the whole dynamic of the Judgment Day storyline and Dominic, which isn't a problem. I'm perfectly fine with it. But I feel like Becky, if she was there right now, she could be a cog to feud with somebody else, create a star, do whatever she may do. So I feel like they're desperately needing her to come back, or they need to book better for her absence. So I'm going to go on the record and say I think they're missing Becky Lynch. I'll open the panel to y'all. Chaos, do you think Becky Lynch is missed in WWE at the moment?
Shad, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as you said about Becky Lynch, I just heard white noise. I just completely tuned out. Clearly because I do not miss Becky Lynch. I feel like the only way that I could miss or have any interest in her is if she had a total overhaul. I feel like if and when she comes back, she needs to change her finishers, get rid of that Timu version of a rock bottom and that crappy armbar, and get rid of that angry pout that she does. It annoys the hell out of me because it's not her. And yeah, I just feel like they've run her gimmick to the ground, whether it's big time Becky Lynch or the man Becky Lynch. I think she needs a total overhaul when she comes back. I feel like Raw it's not to the point where I'm missing her. To be fair, I've completely forgotten about her until we spoke about her now. Like same as with Charlotte. I feel like obviously she'll be a nice addition. I feel like she'll be more of a nice addition than Becky Lynch. Because sure, we always get annoyed or roll our eyes when Charlotte only goes for the women's championship and nothing else. But I don't know. I just feel like she puts in more of a better performance or better matches than Becky Lynch. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've just gotten tired of Becky Lynch. But I feel like the only way for me to actually have any interest in her or make me actually think, okay, yeah, WWE have definitely missed her, is if she had a total overhaul. But yeah, I don't think she's like the missing piece to the women's roster. Obviously, I get everyone's gripes with what happened on Monday, and I totally get that. Creatively. But yeah, I feel like it's pretty stacked, and they could do some damage with what they got right now. They just need to flesh it out more. But yeah, I don't feel the women's roster is in dire straits to call for Becky Lynch, especially on Raw. I just feel like when she does come back, if and when she does, she needs to be a totally new person. Get rid of the man, get rid of big time, do something fresh, because I think they've run its course. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Wow, man. I am speechless on that. You said white noise. That is crazy, man. Becky Lynch getting no love over there from Chaos, man.
Sorry.
I don't. It's not about me. It's about what the comments say, and they don't agree with you. They are saying Kafka saying WWE is massively missing big time Bex, Rashad, Eric, Akai S 1986. You got a long name, dog. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair should come back. The women's division is kind of a little boring at the moment. We got Kefkoski saying we had 3 NXT women's title runs debut on NXT in the last week or so. We need something similar on the main roster. It's just it's more so Raw for me, dude. Like I feel like I just feel like it's.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was about to say, if anything, the women's roster is missing what is on NXT. So I feel like the Raw roster is missing Roxanne Perez, is missing Vaquer, is missing Julia. I feel like those are more impactful than Becky Lynch. That's what I feel.
You know what? You know what the thing is though, bro? It's also how it's booked too, though. And I'm not. This isn't obviously the whole debate with timing and stuff like that. We can argue that, but it's more so how they're presented. I feel like the presentation of how they present women superstars on NXT is a lot better than how they showcase them on Raw. Even with, let's put minutes aside and time and like counting the clock. It's like what you're doing with it, right? I feel like a lot of it is just lazy booking on Raw. You know, we had that 10-woman match that we was saying was trash. Like, there's different. You don't need to put every single woman on the show just to, you know, get some type of quota, but you can do something to make a sort of rivalry that's captivating, the storyline, a backstage segment. Like, there's creative ways to do it. And if NXT is doing that with girls who are like brand new to the sport, they could surely do it with seasoned veterans and stars like they got on Raw. Like, that's kind of what my issue is with Raw. Like, Raw, it's more than the reason I say Becky is because I think she's just one of the premier people that they've had, and I've just noticed the booking has kind of been lackluster since she's left. But I want to hear what you got to say about it. You are the third person, because as of now it's a yes and it's no. So no pressure on what you pick. If you pick what he picks, I'm kicking you off the stream.
No, yeah, there's nothing new there. You'll mute me if I say something wrong. No, it's a tricky one. Yeah, I'm very much on the fence, and I'm not just saying it to try and split the difference here, but in a sense, yes, they are. When you look at like what Becky did for someone like Tiff in that feud and how well Tiffany came out of that, I think they're missing that. I don't think they're missing her in the title picture at all. I just think, yeah, they're missing having someone on that main roster that can take someone from taking part in a 10-person tag match to being a superstar in their own right and not always needing a title there. I just think we're in this weird thing. I think if it's not Becky Lynch, it could be a mid-card title. I've said it a million times. I think there's just this weird ground when you jump up to the main roster where it's like you're either going for the title or we kind of don't know what to do, which is annoying. And having someone like Becky there, it just is another option because of the legacy that she's had. I'm not sure in terms of moveset if I agree with what Chaos said, but in terms of a new gimmick, I wouldn't be necessarily against it. I got nothing against Big Time Beck's the man. And particularly, I feel like everybody is assuming like if they want her to come back, they want her to come back to Raw. I don't think I do. I want Tiffy to beat Nia and then beat her again and then act like she's untouchable, and then Becky's music to hit, and then to put on another banger and Tiff to defend, Becky to lose, and at that point she can heel turn or she can change something. But yeah, the actual question, how do we missing out? I'm swaying towards yes, but I'm not in the way that I think most people think that they are. I just think that they're just missing, having that somebody that can, like you said, Shad, almost similar to the way that I can just trust CM Punk to be able to tell a story, whether there's a title involved or not. I kind of can trust Becky in the same way. So yeah, I guess, you're always missing someone like that. But that, I don't think they're necessarily in a bad position without her, and you eventually need to make new Becky Lynches is the thing. What I think I want them to focus on, because Becky Lynch won't be around forever. So you can't just always be like, oh, bring her back. Do you know what I mean? So we need to focus on making new versions of Becky Lynch, and I think that is happening down in NXT. I just think there's that step once they get to the main roster that they really just need to sort out and make it like a clear path. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
For sure. And I do agree with the standpoint, and both of y'all brought up, it is important to build new superstars. And to what Chaos said, I review it every Tuesday. The NXT women's division is a very fruitful division. They have a lot of star power. I think Roxanne Perez is an absolute monster. I think she's been the best women's wrestler of all time. Wrestle Takes, man. What's going on, bro?
I had a feeling it might have been Takes.
Going crazy.
They're all roaring at us.
I'm roaring and stuff. yo, what's going on? He got the little monsters. He's Lady Gaga over here, bro.
Mm.
But nah, we creating new stars is also an important factor. You know, we talk about Roxanne Perez. I think Cora Jade is a person with a lot of promise and bright future. I think she's really good as a character. Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, just coming into the fold. Like, and then you talk about people like Jada Parker, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson are going to go against Bianca and Jade on Friday night, which is pretty dope to see. To your point on the tag team division, so we'll have to wait and see what goes on, man. It's going to be a fun dynamic to kind of see where we go. We're inching so close to the road to WrestleMania, bro. Like it's going to come here a lot sooner than you.
And it's crazy too.
6 months.
Flipping WrestleMania 40 is still fresh in my mind, and that was an amazing pay-per-view. So PLE. So yeah, it's crazy. Time flies.
Yeah, bro. We're like it's that halfway point, man. But thank you to all of y'all that just came on from Twitch. Salutes to the bro Wrestle Takes. And yeah, man, we'll be back same time tomorrow. Wrestling Republic daily broadcast, man. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna be breaking down a little pay-per-views AW for Wrestle Dream this coming weekend. So see the predictions tomorrow. Keep rocking with us, and in the words of Jay Uso, deuces.